What's good, YouTube family? It's your boy S.Craft Blends back again with another barber tutorial, and today we're going to do a skin fade with the detachable blades, my Oster Octane. I love it, and obviously I did most of the head already, but I thought, you know what, let me record a little bit so that way we can show these amazing people on YouTube. And I know that a lot of people have been asking about detachable blade videos, so I just want to throw it out there. I came in first, made my initial guideline with my babyless trimmers and shaved the hair off. Then I came in with my Bronze Series 9, shaving up underneath. Obviously right over that ear. It's hard to get that big old bulky thing, you know, over the ear, so that joker is a monster. It's shaved right into like a number 2 with no problem. So we're going to do the skipping blade system. So we started out with our guideline with the babyless trimmers. We could have used a 5-0, but we just used the trimmers. And then I went into about 3/4 of an inch with my second guideline with a OA blade. Now I'm skipping the number 1 blade and I'm using the 1A blade. And there again, this is the blade skipping system. I think it works really well. And man, if you do this all the way around the head, it just makes it really quick. So now we're skipping the 1.5 blade and going right into the number 2. And instead of using a 3 on up, you'll see in just a moment, I kind of comb those hairs down and just kind of flick into them to knock down some of that bulk and just clean it up a little bit. And I can clean it up better with shears later. I just didn't want to put another blade on there, so it just works quick. So I want to give you guys a little pro tip. What I do in my drawer, I have a container that holds all of my blades, and I can lay them out in order from 5-0 all the way up to like 3.5. What I do though is every other blade I skip a color or I change a color. So for example, my 5-0 blade is silver. My 3-0 blade is black. My OA blade is silver. My 1 blade is black. My 1A is silver. My 1.5 is black. And so for me, whenever I'm going up, I use silver blades. Whenever I'm going down, I use black blades. And it just helps me stay on track. And there again, a little pro tip, man, to just help things move along. You don't have to do that. It just helps me stay organized. So there again, I started out with my bald line. I went up 3/4 of an inch, made my first panel with the 0A, skipped the 1, went into the 1A, skipped the 1.5, and went into the 2. Now I'm working my way down with my black blades, which is now 1.5, right? This fades right into that 2. Now I'm coming with another black blade, which is my number 1. And I'm just fading, you know, into where that 1A was at. And you can see the guideline. I'm just flicking at that guideline, just kind of bringing it all together, nice and easy. And then I will go to my third black blade on this step down, and that's going to be my 000 blade or triple aught blade, whatever you want to call it. And I'm not done yet with the number 1 blade. I like to frame it up, see what I'm working with. So I threw an edge on the front there with my babyless trimmers. And now going back with that 1A blade, it just helps me put the picture in the frame. You know what I mean? So I can have a better view of what's going on. And just coming in. And whenever I try to knock lines out on my way down, I usually use a lot of the corners of the blade. And I just tap at it. I almost let it kind of act as if you're using like thinning shears or just feathering. So I'm just tapping with corners and tapping lightly at that, you know, that guideline that we created earlier. Now I'm going to jump in there again with my black blade, which is the 000, and I'm going to knock out that line that we put in a little bit ago with the babyless trimmers. And we're going to start tying this thing together. As you know, I like to move through my fade very quickly as far as laying a foundation down. I lay the foundation. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be beautiful, but the hairs pretty much have to be in place as far as you got a decent fade happening because you went through the proper system, and then you'll come back in and touch things up and, make things blend a little bit better. And I like to do a lot of my touch-up work with either a really, smooth light clipper like JRL 1040s or JRL Fresh Fade 1000, or I like to use my shear over comb, or I'll use a thinning shear over comb just to tap at dark spots. But right now we're just working on, laying that foundation. And look, for a lot of people, they would look at that fade and they'd be like, man, that's butter. Let's go. It's on. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're not a lot of people. We like to detail. So we come in just tapping at that bottom line, whatever you use to put a line in, use to take that line out. So now I'm going to come in with my thinning shears, and I'm just going to tap at those dark spots that maybe didn't blend well with my detachable blades. And if I see a dark patch or a dark spot, I just tap at that joker. When I even down at the line, got to watch out for that mole. Don't want to cut that off, right? All around that mole right now. That's dangerous territory, folks. But anyways, yeah, so we just start tapping around little, lines and dark spots. Those thinning shears, man, they have just an amazing ability to, to really just make things look even blurrier. And that's what we want. Whenever I clean up under someone's hairline, I usually like to take like a OA blade or a zero guard or a half or something short. And I like to clean up those hairs. Obviously, I pull the hair back so I don't cut the long hair off. Just come in and clean that up, and then I'll touch it up. Then we're going to throw a little color enhancement on my man. I am usually what I like to do is use Onyx Black from Tune 45. However, we also have just like a black brown or a brown, and I found that works really good on him. It just makes that fade pop, man. It enhances it. It's looking fresh. We're going to come in and cut the top. We're taking about a 1/2 inch off the top. And as you know, I always stand from the back and I reach towards the front and I grab my first guideline on top and I just cut it where he wants it. And if he's looking in the mirror, I can hold it right there and say, how's this? You want more off? And I can show him with my fingers, and that will start my first initial guideline with the shears. And then I just work my way back, grabbing, another section of hair right behind that, and then another section of hair right behind that. I just keep working back, and right now you see I have my hand curved going down towards the fade. That's because that's the angle I want to cut it to, keep it long on top, but to take that long hair on the top and blend it into the side. And I'll do that on this side as well. You see I curve my hand. Sometimes if I can't get a good enough angle to really tie that in, I'll walk around to the front on this right side, and I'll work, from the front to the back, standing in front of them with my hand curved on the side of their head. I just have a hard time sometimes reaching across. But anyways, so now I'm coming back and I'm cross-cutting. A lot of people, man, they do all the sections and wet the hair really good and all the parts. And for certain styles, yeah, maybe you need to do that. For most, you don't. What I'm doing now will suffice. And you just want it to be smooth, and cross-cutting it makes it smooth. So now, coming in, we got to hit them with that straight razor, make that line pop, make it look clean. And look how that color enhancement on the front, just putting a little color enhancement on the front, it just makes that fade look thicker and lower, and just smooth. I love it. I love color enhancement. It's amazing. Cleaning up with the razor. And now this is where we come back in once we have a little color enhancement on the front and we got a beard cleaned up. Now the last few minutes of this cut before my next appointment, I'm just going in, touching up little things that I see. And there again, I'm using my JRL Fresh Fade 1000s. They're obviously customized, painted. But anyways, I'm just going in, man, and I'm just tapping in different areas, just trying to knock out anything I see to make sure the blend is looking blurry, And I'll do this all the way around the head. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but I just tap around and try to take out any dark spots I see or lines. And I just take that time, man, to just detail, because I want this thing to look blurry as possible for my client, right? So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. just detailing. And I might spend, I usually try to go through a cut in like 20 minutes and then spend the last 10 just doing detail work. So showing him the mirror, he's smiling, he's loving it, feeling like a new man. Just a second, he said, yeah, basically I think my wife ain't gonna keep her hands off me. So that's what's up. But anyways, this is the cut. I always clean up the neck afterwards really well. Make sure you like, subscribe, man, comment, say what's up to your boy, and I will see you tomorrow. God bless.